Hello, everyone. My name is Marcela, and with my husband Jaime, we are the owners of Extremo Norte tour operator, and we have developed the tourism out of the beaten path in the Atacama Desert and the Altiplano for the last 21 years. I will start our presentation. Here we go. All right, as I said, Marcela Pido, my name, my email, and I'm the general manager and co-founder of our company. So let's get started. Probably you know that Chile is the longest country in the world. If we place it in Europe, it would start in Lisbon and end in Moscow. That is the main reason why we have such a wide variety of geography, landscapes, climates, outdoor activities, typical festivities, so many heritage sites, very good wines, of course, and delicious flavors. Probably when you think about Chile, you recognize Torres del Paine in Patagonia, Moais at Easter Island, or the Valley of the Moon in San Pedro de Atacama. Certainly fascinating places, however, always very crowded, and I think it is something that is not what travelers are looking for these days, right? That is why I come to talk today about the 14 wonders of the Atacama Desert, a very entertaining program out of the beaten path, as I said, with a large variety of activities, and it can be done in 8 days and begins at $2,000 in a private tour. But first, let's talk about geography. As you can see in this map at the left, 1/3 of our country is the Atacama Desert. 1/3. Therefore, when many times travel agents ask for programs in Atacama, we already understand that they refer to San Pedro de Atacama, that small village of 10,000 inhabitants with spectacular landscapes and a mystic atmosphere. You can see in that arrow, blue arrow. But however, Atacama is much more than San Pedro de Atacama, and we have gathered it in a great program where you can visit all its highlights. In this map, you can also see that Chile has very good connectivity. The plains in blue are the national airports, and the arrows indicate that there is connectivity by land with Peru, with Bolivia, with Unisolflat, and with Argentina. Another important thing, sometimes passengers do not want to come to the Atacama Desert because they think that it's very high. Well, it is important then to understand that the Atacama Desert has 3 levels. I can say 3 geographical terraces. The first is the coastal desert, which is at sea level. There is the beach, the airport, there are the main cities, the 5-star hotel. That's the coastal desert. Then we have the absolute desert, which is 1,000 meters above sea level. You feel nothing different. It's also where the Pan American Highway connects Chile, but also connects the entire American continent from Alaska to Patagonia. There are many tourists who dream of traveling this road because they have heard about it once or read about it or saw it in a movie. This is very typical. We always receive this type of comments. And finally, we have the Altiplano, right in the Andes mountain range, and it's between 3,500 meters and 5,000 meters. As you might think, it's very high. Well, it is, yes, especially for those of us who are used to live near the beach or in the typical cities. However, with a good acclimatization, finally passengers do not feel any discomfort because we take all the safeguards, especially taking a lot of water and go to the bathroom. That's the unique and most important activity to do, and people will not feel bad. So having clarified this point, we will enter fully into the wonders of the Atacama Desert program, which take place between the red zone, again, the red zone and the green zone, yeah, 1,000 meters. Okay, so well, what would you expect to see in the Atacama Desert? Is it just desert? Well, while this is a real photo, this is not the Pan American, it's a coastal road. In fact, On the left, you can see a little bit of the Pacific Ocean, and on the right hand, you can see the coastal mountain range. It's a fairly common sight seen in the Atacama Desert, but it's not the only one. You may also find or have a good communication. You will most of the time you will be connected in your telephone. So here we are going to enter fully into the program. This program starts in Santiago, taking a 2-hour flight and landing in Antofagasta, the city there in the lower part of the slide. And it's one of the most important cities in the northern Chile. Why? Because we're going to see Paranal Astronomical Observatory, the most important in the world, and certainly one of the main wonders of this program. It's an hour and a half from Antofagasta. It only receives visitors on Saturdays, and it's worth it. When we have groups or couples, normally it's very common that one is interested in the understanding the astronomy and the sophisticated equipment the scientists use, and normally the others are not so interested. But finally, everybody likes it a lot because they also visit the hotel of the scientists, which is a spectacle in itself. It's underground, and a James Bond movie was shot there, and I actually think it must be the closest image and experience of a space station. Believe me, it's awesome, and it's really worth it. Then, we will continue to San Pedro de Atacama. But as I said before, it's one of the main tourist attractions of Chile. So there's a lot of information and literature about this place. So I prefer to continue to another parts of Chile out of the beaten path. But just for you to know, here we stay 2 nights and we visit the typical places that must be seen. In this tour, we combine a variety of landscapes and experiences. So we're moving towards the north, and we will reach geoglyphs of pintados. There, that's the image. Another highlight, and it concentrates the largest amount of rock art in one place, almost 400 figures drawn on the hills, very large, so that they can be seen in the distance. And as it never rains, not a single day of the year, ever, they have remained for more than 1,500 years. It's very interesting. We always try to match it with a typical festival of the northern of Chile. Very beautiful. This photo, for example, in the right belongs to La Tirana festivity and takes place in July. So imagine Europe, July, winter. I know you're in summer now. Sorry. But we will see later. It's our winter. It's our winter in Chile. But here in this part of the country, it's always sunny. So it's delicious to go there. Okay, La Tirana, and takes place in July, but we will see later that there are 6 or 7 festivities during this year where tourists can also participate. This is a delight for photographers as are very colorful festivities, and men wear masks, and at night they are illuminated with LED lights, which makes it totally a spectacle. Continuing north, we will go for the most active to make a descent in fat bike in the dunes of Pica. Fat bikes are bicycles like the mountain bike, but with a wider wheel, and were thought to be used in the snow of Alaska or in the sand. And here we use them in the dunes in an absolutely privileged environment. It's an hour of descent, quite fast, but with very little risk. And it's highly recommended for people who normally ride bicycles. It's wonderful and an amazing feeling of unmatched freedom. Please take a look. No, sorry. Mm. So those are the fat bikes. Fantastic, right? Yeah. So I will continue the presentation here. There we go. Okay. So then we continue to Iquique. Let's see if this works again. Yeah, Iquique. But first, we go to visit the Open Museum of Humberson, which was declared World Heritage Site by UNESCO a couple of years ago. Here you can understand how people lived in the Atacama Desert 100 years ago in a place where the saltpeter was produced that was so important for the development of agriculture in North America and Europe. It also has these wax figures like the Museum of Madame Tussauds, you can see, where you will find the baker, the butcher, the hairdresser. Then people take pictures with these figures. Well worth a visit, absolutely. The last geoglyph we will see in the Atacama is the Atacama Giant. The largest in the world is 282 meters high. Sorry, it's 85 meters high, sorry, 85. It has been twice the cover of magazine Nat Geo, and it is also a delightful lovers of archaeology because it has a lot of meaning, and very similar images have been seen in Peru and Bolivia. And finally, and for us, we are so proud of this, at Iquique, a coastal city, very modern, we will see the Chinchorro mummies, these ones. The oldest in the world, with more than 6,000 years old, much older than the Egyptians, and this year they were declared World Heritage Site. So we are very proud of that. Well, as I said before, here are the dates when other religious holidays are celebrated: February, June, July, August, and September. Extremo Norte will always try to make our trips unforgettable and with a lot of diversity. So tourists see a little of everything. Will learn and appreciate about astronomy, local culture, try different meals, flavors, and know how is to live in these places so far away from, for many. As we have heard so many times, a real traveler must come to the end of the world, and that's Chile, especially the Patagonia, if they believe that they are really real travelers. And I think I like that phrase. Okay, so just to finish, I want to show you a video of one of the hotels we work with, and it's in the middle of the Atacama Desert. Please take a look.
Honestly, my life has changed lately. It's been a while since my last trip, but today I finally have a new chance. A new destination in the far north of Chile, a unique place in the middle of the Atacama Desert. Just here, in Tantacuri, I never thought I would find such mysticism and reflection in the desert. I had lost myself, but in this special place, I found myself again. I feel at home. I breathed as I had forgotten. I discovered a place that is out of any logic. And I realized that the ancient traditions should never be lost. I had a trip to the past. I learned how to observe the universe. I felt alive again. I felt the silence of the desert. Now, as I'm enjoying my last night in the desert, I want to thank everyone who helped me find my meeting place. Tantacuri.
All right, So that was my presentation. Thank you very much for joining. I would be delighted to answer any of your questions. I expect you wrote my email. It's marcela@extremonorte.cl. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye-bye.